Hello, welcome to a new video. This week we've got me tidying up this desk. Look at all the space. I try and solve the issue of the light coming through this window and messing up the exposure every time I try and talk to you whilst I stand here. And also I get started on a new painting, a slightly different style this time, not quite so fairy tale as my previous ones have been recently. Yeah, sort of try something a little different. So I hope you enjoy watching. Well, it's nearly 8 o'clock. These light evenings throw me off so much. I never realise that it's actually nearly bedtime. But I'm going to try and get a drawing done before we do go to bed. And this time I'm going to get out my watercolour paper and do some drawing with Graphitint. I've got blocks, I've got pencils, and I've got paint pans. And I just feel like doing something different. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I suddenly remembered I haven't actually shown you the pot that I made just before Christmas. Very rushed and very rough, but here it is, and it's actually really good. I can rest my paintbrush on the top like that and it works really nicely. Yeah, it's a shame it came out so much more brown than pink. This was meant to be the pink slip. That's a shame. So here's the finished sketch. I had plenty of time. This really didn't take me very long at all. I mean, it's not brilliant. Her face is a bit weird, but I like the style. I like this rough bit and using a little bit of water and these scribbles. So, you know, it was a good little exercise, little warm-up sort of thing. Well, my pencil drawing is barely visible, but it is there. So I've just started a new one, and this one is going to be based on this picture I've got of Jude. She's modelling an outfit for me for Threads of a Fairytale. Yeah, it's going to be different, this one. First of all, it's different because I've got the canvas in a portrait, which I haven't done. I don't know if I've ever done this actually, not for one of these pictures. And I'm trying perhaps a slightly different style. I'm going to be still doing my sort of squiggles. I don't know. I'm going to make the emphasis just on her. There's going to be no fairy tale story in this one. It's literally going to be a variation on this picture. So I'm not going to be doing a sort of storytelling theme in this one because I've had another critique from Ellie Milan and I'll be honest, I don't think she's keen on it. Well, actually she didn't hold back in that last critique. She definitely isn't keen on it. At least not the way I'm doing it. And also she's going to probably be one of the judges in a competition I'm going to be entering. So I'm going to try a slightly different thing. I'm going to be mainly focusing on my style. I'm not sure. I don't know where this is going to go. And to be honest, I'm not expecting this painting to turn out brilliantly because I'm going to be experimenting on it. The competition is going to be on a huge, great canvas. It's got to be a big one. So I need to think about it, and in the meantime, this is what I'm having a go at. Yeah, it's going to be different for me, and I'm quite excited about it, to try something a bit different, to push myself. And in the meantime, I'm going to be thinking of other ways to do the other types of narratives that I've been doing. Yeah, it's quite hard trying to be an artist, honestly. Fun but difficult. Well, that's a lovely silhouette. I hope you can see me. I've been trying to solve this issue. No, I've just gone pitch black again. Now usually if I stand in front of the window I lighten up. Oh, what am I gonna do? Because the problem is, if I turn you this way, we just reach another window. It's lightened up a little. So I'll stand here and keep my fingers crossed. I am trying to solve the problem of my studio. So I'm testing this net curtain. I've just been through all the ones I had upstairs because I've collected loads, because in the early days of Threads of a Fairy Tale, they make brilliant underskirts for big fairy tale dresses. So I had quite a collection, but they're all really short. They're not designed for giant Georgian windows like this one is. And I've gone dark again. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do. I have to solve the problem of this studio space. No, there's no point in me talking to you. So I have a reason to properly tidy up this study. At least, well, properly in inverted commas for me. I've got the opportunity to enter a competition where I film the process of a painting, make it like a fancy YouTube video really. They want wide shots of the studio. So I know other people entering this competition have even completely redecorated their studio. So I'm at a disadvantage because, yeah, you know the state of this room. So I'm cracking on with this. I can't do too much today because I have to save some of my energy. I've got a busy weekend. I'm going to have to shut this one as well. There. I've got a busy weekend and a long drive tomorrow, so I don't want to exhaust myself too much, but I have to at least make a start. Is this what I need to do? Just shut the curtains the whole time I'm filming? Yeah, I was trying to solve the problem of the lighting, if you hadn't gathered. Okay, that's a problem for another day. I'm going to change the lamp. I've got a much prettier lamp in the sewing room upstairs, so I'm going to swap the lamps over and see if that one works. We'll see what we can do. One of the big things they've said is to try and have an uncluttered background. This stuff here is pretty cluttered. So I think this lovely wire rack that I really like, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna just hang it on the back of the door, maybe for now. I don't know whether this will be a permanent change, and maybe I'll just put one of my paintings up there because there's a nail there. So if you like a good tidying up video, a good declutter video, then this is definitely the one for you, and I hope you enjoy watching. I was also hoping that the net curtains would solve the problem of the light on my desk here, but I think that's still too bright. It's still going to cause too much contrast and make the rest of it darker. That's the cat trying to get in the window. See, that's going to be a problem. How are you going to get to your bed, Rafiki? Yeah, you're just going to tear holes in it, aren't you? I'm not sure this is going to work. What do you think, Rafiki? Is this going to work? You look very pretty there, I have to say. Traffic is really busy with Glastonbury Festival on its way, so I'd like to keep the curtain here anyway while there's lots of people about for Glastonbury Festival. So I think I'm going to keep it there for now. Maybe I'll have to sort of peg up a corner so that Rafiki can get to his bed. Stick a peg there or something. Yeah. So this is the progress of this one. Yeah, I haven't done a vertical, what do we call it? I can't think of the word, for a long time. So I've done quite a bit actually since I last filmed. I've done the watercolour layer, a second watercolour layer and some ink spray, which I messed up a little bit. I'm so annoyed. I did this red, which I was hoping to sort of be a little bit like poppies in the foreground, a little bit like my maypole painting, and it went dark and splodgy and made a mess of this area, which I've tried to revive a little with some Caran d'Ache crayons, sort of bring back some of the green that was here, but I don't think that was very successful. So I think actually I'm not overly happy with this background at all. I think I'm going to cover a lot of it with the oil paint. Hopefully some of the marks will still show through, but actually down here I like this. Is that in shot? This area. I like this here. And this was a lot nicer before I did that, and I'm annoyed I didn't film it so that you could see. Never mind. Right, time to squirt out all my oil paints now. So we need to sort out this curtain. Chris has complained, saying that it looks awful, and it's definitely not a permanent solution. It was alright for a couple of days, but I have bought some hooks, some from the same company that do the command strips for hanging up paintings. So I'm going to attempt to use those, and I found this bamboo stick in the back of our utility room. I'm guessing at one point it was a children's toy broomstick or something. I can't remember where it was from, or it might have just been from the garden, but I don't know why it was indoors. Anyway, it's nice and straight, and I think it would make quite a good curtain pole. So I'm just gonna see if this works. I'm worried that this might be a bit heavy. It's worth giving it a try. Turns out there's quite a hole in the top of my granny chic neck curtains. Yeah, disappointed about that, but it might be for the best. Instead I've got some very plain and boring but much more fashionable plain voile somewhere. Annoyingly, the top edge of this fabric wasn't cut straight, so I'm having to pin it and cut bits and neaten up the top, which is, yeah, a pain. I'm so annoyed. It's the hottest day of the year. I've been standing on this chair putting up the net curtains, sweating buckets, and I turned round and the battery had run out and it wasn't recording, and I'm completely in darkness, so I give up. So anyway, the net curtain is now up, and yeah, the window is open because it is so hot in here. I need a bit of breeze, so I'm just going to trim the bottom now and even it up at the bottom. Hasn't turned out as gathered as I would have liked, but that was the width of the fabric. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but it's a good option for now. Okay, well I hope you've enjoyed watching this week's little update of what I've been getting on with in my studio, and if you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it if you shared the link with your friends. That would be awesome. Thank you, and I will see you again very soon. Do take care. Bye.